Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. So I just discovered that my children's public school system has been fingerprinting them the entire time, and I never knew about it, and I was never asked for permission to do so. So let me explain how I come across this information. I'm going through the handbook looking for something completely unrelated, and I come across one sentence. It says a finger scanner is used to check out library materials. It's the very last sentence in the book section of the student handbook. So I immediately called the school, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I've never heard of anything about fingerprinting, finger scanning, or anything. They're like, yeah, they take an image of your child's finger. It's not a fingerprint, they tell me. It's just an image of your child's finger. And I'm like, are you stupid? It's the same thing. What are you talking about? It's not a fingerprint. Of course it is. So anyway, she says, well, you should have been able to, opt out of it. And I'm like, what do you, opt out? I shouldn't have to opt out of anything. I should have to opt into something like that. Because that's a decision the parent makes, not the child. The child doesn't understand the implications of giving his or her fingerprint to just anybody. They don't understand what that could do to them later on in life. They don't get it. They're not old enough to comprehend that. That's where I step in. And if an officer cannot get my fingerprint or my DNA without permission, a warrant, or without me being arrested, then there's no reason that a public school should ever fingerprint a child without the parent's permission. And a parent should never give permission because there's no point in it. There's no point in using fingerprint systems for anything in public schools. It's a waste of money for the scanners, and it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of our rights. So I asked them to delete it and to pull my kids out of that program. So they said, okay, we delete it as soon as we take your kid off that program, it gets deleted from the server. And I don't buy that, not even for a moment. I don't buy it even a little bit. The problem I really have with this is the fact that I read every document that I sign. And not one time during the enrollment process did I ever see any documents making any reference to fingerprinting at that school. Not once. There was no opt-out paper. I was never given the opportunity to opt out of something like that because I would have. I would have said, hell no. And then you look in the handbook, and it makes only one mention of fingerprint scanning at the school. That sentence I just read to you, a finger scanner is used to check out library books. That's it. It says nothing else about it in the handbook. You can't Google it. You can't look it up in their own search. You can't find it anywhere because it's just not there. They don't want people to know about it. They want to fingerprint every kid that goes to that school and then only have a parent later realize that their children are being fingerprinted, but then at that time it's too damned late and there's nothing you can do about it. That was the plan the whole time. But as long as they had that one sentence off in the handbook somewhere, well then that's just okay. Well, I'm not okay with that. And I realize a lot of people are going to say, well, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. It is a big deal. And it does matter. You have a Fourth Amendment right for a reason. And even if it seems petty to you, what they're doing, and I agree, it's kind of a petty thing for me to get all livid about. But it's the simple fact that they are removing your rights while claiming they send our troops over to other countries to protect those rights that they then take away from us. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, well, if you don't have anything to worry about, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about anything at all. Yeah, okay. If you have that mentality, then I hope they send your ass into one of those internment camps because you deserve it. Because you're an idiot. Because you're willing to give up everybody's rights. Because on a philosophical level, you think that nobody should worry about anything as long as they're not doing anything wrong. No, I shouldn't have to worry about anything even when I know I'm not doing anything wrong, because the government, as per the Constitution, has no right to information like that. And I urge every one of you that listens to this video to contact your public school or to look into your handbook and read that sucker from front to back every time. And make sure that they're not fingerprinting your children. And if they are, you ask them to delete it and you file a civil rights lawsuit against them, which is exactly what I plan to do. And here's the kicker. I called the local newspaper and they immediately jumped on this story. What's sad about that? They didn't even know. This system has been in place for at least 3 years now, because the current principal that's there has been there for 2 years, and she said that this was in place before she got there. So it's been there for at least 3 years, and the newspaper, the local newspaper of a pretty small town, had no idea. And they're jumping right on that, and I'll be contacting an attorney as soon as I can, and I will be getting this taken care of, hopefully. And I told the principal, I said, look, you need to talk to your superintendent, and you need to tell him to talk to the school board of directors or whatever, and have them change that. Because every single parent that comes through them doors to enroll a child in this school needs to be told that their child will be fingerprinted. If a cop can't fingerprint me without permission, a warrant, or having been arrested, then you shouldn't be fingerprinting any children without permission explicitly from the parent. If you agree or disagree, hey, let me know in the comments. And if you call your school and find out that they're doing it too, please put it in the comments section, or make a video about it, or write an article, or do something. Let's get the word out there so that everybody knows that this is going on. It's really disturbing. It's very Orwellian. It may seem petty to some of you, but it really isn't. So please leave your comment and let me know what you think about that, whether you agree with it or disagree. Let's get a debate going. Well, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Peace out.